people, for years now, I basically have not done a meal prep video, but today I am meal prepping and I'm bringing you along. It'll feel so good this week to have a bunch of meals prepped. How many are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 today. And some of them I have leftovers, which is awesome. And it's Thursday, which is a perfect day to take a little time to meal prep, because then as we go through the weekend, it will be so easy to not spend a lot of time cooking and cleaning. Yay! Always love that. So I don't know who's coughing back here. I have a little help today. I'm hoping, Solo has a lot of meetings today, but he's working from home. So I'm hoping he can slip up here and help me with one of the meals. Mike is also taking a meal. I had given him a couple ingredients that I was going to do, and he said, no, I'm going to do something else with it. So I'm not sure what he's going to do with it. I do not even care. I'm just so thankful that he's going to help me. So he'll show you what he's making. We're going to have some chicken, some beef, some pork, a vegetarian dish, and a couple ground beef meals. So let's get started. First meal up. Look at that beautiful picture window. First meal is peanut butter chicken. I have not made this on camera for quite a while, and it's good. We had it the other day, or maybe a month ago, with rice. And because several of the dishes that I'm making for this meal prep go well with rice or have rice, I think we could eat this over noodles, and my kids would love it. They're the kind that when they're ordering Chinese food, they order it with noodles most of the time. So we have good spaghetti noodles, but we also have these pad thai rice noodles. Either one would go well with peanut butter chicken, I think. This one's so easy, and it's a crock pot meal, which will shine on a 100-degree day. I'm just going to pick the hottest day that we have. I'm going to load up my crock pot now, put it in the fridge, and on the hottest day, I'll just stick that in the morning so we do not have to heat up the house in any way. Sometimes I can get away with one package of chicken, but since this is bone-in skin on, we tend to go through it a lot faster. So I'm going to make like a quadruple recipe in the sauce, do 2 packages of chicken, and hope for leftovers, because that would be great too. We eat leftovers here a lot at lunch, and if we have enough leftovers, we'll do a dinner again. But usually we don't have enough leftovers of one meal to feed all of us a second time. So if we have a lot of leftovers from several meals, then we can have a leftover night. Love a leftover night. This one is so easy, but let me go grab some scissors, get this package cut open, and get all my chicken into the bottom of my crock pot, and then I'll show you how I make my sauce. I made this meal so many times that one time a viewer sent us, when we were promoting small businesses, they sent us this cutting board that has the Indonesian peanut butter chicken recipe right on it. So cool. If that's your business, I wish I remembered who it was. We use this cutting board all the time, but if it's your business, please write your information down below. But here is all my chicken in here. I've prepped it a number of times like this, and it's very good. I think it's almost better than when I do it the other way, where I just put it in the morning or early afternoon. So obviously if you're doing it in the morning, 7 or 8 hours on low. If you're doing it in the afternoon, about 4 hours on high. But when you're doing it way ahead, it also marinates the chicken at the same time. So I think it works pretty great. So the regular recipe, you would do about 12 chicken thighs. So I just like a lot of sauce. I will start with 3 tablespoons per recipe. So I'm going to do, I can't decide, triple or quadruple. Maybe I'll just do triple. So 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, if you're just doing a single. And I use liquid aminos. Supposed to be better for you? I don't know. I don't measure too closely. I just put a lot of garlic in here. Quite a bit of minced garlic. This is garlic I prepped ahead of time. I have an idea for a video series where I show you, instead of like the meals we ate in a week, I thought it'd be kind of fun to show you things I preserve in a week, like the garlic, or probably a lot of things I showed you. Most of them I've showed you before in one way or another, but just to see, not in a week, that wouldn't be right. Things I preserve over the month, and just get clips of all those things. I don't know if that would be interesting to you. I'm always trying new things, and then going back to the old things to make sure we don't run out of stuff. This is a new jar of garlic I got out of the freezer a few hours ago. I just want to make sure I have plenty of garlic. Then I'm going to do a couple big tablespoons of ginger. My hands are wet. That's my problem. A single recipe of this would be about 1.5 tablespoons of grated ginger, which you could do fresh, but who has time for that? I do plenty of ginger. Then sesame oil. Sesame oil makes it taste really good. A single recipe would be about 3 teaspoons of sesame oil. I always keep my sesame oil in the fridge because it can go rancid pretty easily, and now we get these big jars. But Micah cooks Asian food a lot, and he uses a lot of it. I'm going to do a little extra there. And then just a little bit of red pepper or cayenne pepper. Maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. So that's it. That's the marinade for this. This peanut butter chicken is peanut butter-less until it's done, really. So I pour this over and then I cook it. Or in this case, I'll put it in the fridge. But then when it's done, I will add 1/3 cup per recipe of peanut butter. Just stir it in. So I usually pull out the chicken, add in the peanut butter into the sauce, stir it in real well, and then pour that sauce right back over the chicken. Like I said, we generally serve this with rice, and we generally serve it with peas too. Every one of my kids loves it. So I think they're gonna like it with noodles. I will hopefully get a clip of that for you at the end. Peace just told me we need a new sink because nobody's put dishes in the dishwasher for the last meal, and it's full. We need a new sink. I'm glad she's watching out for us. Anyway, the hardest part of that meal, if you have prepped ginger and garlic, the hardest part is pulling out the ingredients and putting them back away. That's how fast and easy. Love that one. And you may say, Sarah, why do you need to prep the food that is that easy? I'll tell you why. Because I will forget to prep it that morning. And my mornings are crazy. So just to be able to pull it out of the crock pot, put it on, and know dinner's done. It's worth it. It's still worth it. And it's better when it's marinated too. So all those things.
Hey, I'm Micah, and I'm gonna be making a dish for our family. Yeah, that'll work. So we're gonna start by washing a bunch of potatoes, because we're clean. Okay, now once you get your potatoes nice and washed up, you can start peeling them. Cue nice jazz music. Now let's clean the place up. So once your potatoes are nice and peeled, we're gonna start cutting them to your desired size. This seems enough. Mostly, after I finish these last few potatoes, yeah, definitely. There we go. There, now once you've finished cutting the potatoes, we'll start a pot of boiling water. So once you got your water in there, we'll start it up. Once we start it, we're gonna salt it like the ocean. With all this salt, this is gonna taste like seafood. Note to editor, jazz music. It's the best. Okay, now once the water's starting to boil, we can add in our potatoes. I'm not filming me doing this because obviously I need 2 hands. Once the water starts to boil, you can put your potatoes in. Let them cook up. There's no specific time for when you want to take these out, but just wait till they're ready, I guess. Now when that is boiling, we're gonna grab a large deep pot, turn the heat on. Now we're using pre-cooked taco meat, but now would be the time you're cooking it. We're just gonna warm up this meat, so add some oil. And we're gonna add ground beef. We don't measure here, so just guess and hope for the best. So we're gonna try this to see if they're nice and cooked. They're close, really close. Could use a bit longer though. Okay, let's try this one more time. My name is Peter Parker. Okay. I'm gonna try another, see if they're cooked. Seem pretty good, so we'll add them to the meat. I added some more because apparently my cooking instincts aren't always completely correct. Now once your potatoes are strained, you can add them to the meat. Again, I need 2 hands for this, so I won't film it. We'll just go ahead and mix it up. Now we're gonna take our Worcestershire sauce, or whatever you call it, and we're just gonna pour in a hefty amount. You're gonna wanna put in more than you think you should. I'd already eat it like this, but we have more. Okay, now we're gonna get a couple cans of corn, because we're Nebraskans. Do 2 for good measure. Oh yeah. So once your corn's in, we're gonna add some green onions. Let's grab some garlic and onion and a bit of rosemary. This garlic.
You guys like the chicken?
No, we just pull that. We'll give it to him. Great amaze.
Bunch of onion. And a little bit of rosemary. You'll add some chili powder. Gotta be careful not to do too much. My siblings aren't known for being the most spice tolerant people. And as if the Worcestershire wasn't enough, I'm gonna salt this thing even more. Okay, and that would be it. Believe me, it looks like sludge, but it tastes like heaven. Perfect thing to warm you up in the winters, in the middle of June.
We ate Micah's for dinner, and despite how it looks, it is incredible. Some of the kids had ketchup on top. Actually, it's really good, but we kept joking about how it's a good winter meal. I'm doing a Mexican casserole. Mexican casserole we have not had for a while, and it used to be like the one meal every time I asked Belle to cook. That's the meal she went to, because it's really easy and it's very, very tasty, and I think she really likes it, but we all like it. Actually, everybody likes it in our house, so she's gonna be happy when she comes home from work. Well, actually, we're not eating it today. But she'll be happy to see I made it. We used to always make it with brown rice, but I've been cooking with white rice a lot more lately, so I just cooked up a big pot of rice here, and I'm going to do 2 cups for each casserole. I think I'm gonna do 3 of them today. And then we'll have a little white rice left, which we always appreciate because I have a couple kids that love rice bowls for lunch. And it's just too easy. Rice bowls. They add like cheese, sour cream, bacon bits. What else do they add to that? I forget, but they always love it when there's leftover rice for that. Whoops, I'm taking out the wrong thing. So 2 cups, like I said. I washed this rice and cooked it in the pressure cooker just because it's so easy that way for me. And yeah, there's some leftover. We are having rice for one of the meals, so if we don't happen to eat it for lunch, we'll just use it for that meal too, but we'll probably have to add some more to it. I didn't want to just make all the rice for the other meal ahead of time because I'll show you that one, but I think it's better if we make the rice that day. Next, here are a lot of the ingredients, actually all of the ingredients I'm going to use. I'm going to use my home canned beans. The black beans, we'll do 2 of them with black beans and then white beans that I just want to use up for one of them. We have a can of corn for each one, a can of rotel for each one, some black pepper, some salsa in each one, some green onions, and a whole lot of cheese. So in each one of these, I'm doing the 2 cups of rice, can of drained corn, 1 can's worth of rinsed and drained beans, 1 can of rotel or whatever tomato chili kind of can you've got, a little bit of black pepper, about 1 cup of salsa, about 1 cup of sour cream. I do about 1 cup or 1 generous handful of cheese shredded. You can use a couple different cheeses. You can use like Monterey Jack, mozzarella, whatever. I use just my raw cheddar, but I have some grass-fed cheddar that we haven't used for a while that has a much stronger taste, and I may use that one on top. That's about it. I'm just gonna mix this together, put it in a casserole dish. See how easy it is, especially when you pull out everything, kind of prep it ahead. If you have cooked rice, it's very easy. This is one meal that we're gonna bake on the day we eat it, so it'll taste nice and fresh. So I'm just gonna prep the casseroles to put them in the fridge. And we do eat this a lot of times when it's done with taco chips, which is really good. It can also be a side dish. It definitely has a lot of flavor. I am going to spray down this casserole dish. I love this jar. I fill it with avocado oil, usually, sometimes olive, and it's great. You can pour or spray with it. I think this and my cheese grater here are my most requested kitchen items. I can link them below. But now I'll just pour this in. Solo is working tonight and we just decided to do Micah decided we're doing Micah's dinner for dinner tonight. So the kids have been eating around me while I am cooking. And it's a thumbs up from them. Some have left already. Is it a good one, guys? You like it? Yeah. Yeah, Eli's not a potato fan, but he's been able to pick through it. A lot of them said it tastes like shepherd's pie. Yeah, but it's good. He did a great job. He did not use anything online for, he just made that one up completely. I love that my kids are not afraid to get in the kitchen and try things. And they do a very good job with it, honestly. Better than I do, especially at that age. Here are my 3 casseroles in an upside down bowl that Micah was using for a TV stand. I mean, a camera stand. I'm gonna put this stronger tasting cheese on top. It doesn't have to be a very thick layer, but every little bit of extra cheese always makes it good. And then we're gonna cut these green onions on top. This would also be so good with cilantro. I just don't have any. We go through it fast when we buy it generally. And then I'm gonna cut these up here. These casserole dishes will bake at 350 for about 50 minutes. So it does take a while. I'll have to remember to get them in before everybody's hungry for dinner. But it's worth it. They're very good. They always get eaten really well around here, and they make great leftovers if I have leftovers. The green onions really do make it, though, I will say. So it's kind of an important step. I always put my leftover green onions in jars in my window, and they just regrow right out of the roots there. And I can cut them down a few times before they just start looking as good. And then I'll buy a new batch. But it really does, you get 3 times what you're buying. And they're $1 for the bundle in the first place, which is a good deal here right now. See all my casseroles and see all my jars. They look kitchen-y at least. I think they're kind of cute. That one needs fresh water. Probably my second favorite thing about meal prepping is that I keep up on the dishes. It helps to not be too crazy. And then on dinner night, I don't have all those cooking, prepping dishes. Second most favorite thing next to the first most, which is having to put very little time or energy or brain thought into what's for dinner every night. Because it's done. I am cutting up an onion here. A red onion, and I have prepped some beans because Solo has a couple appointments tonight online, actually a bunch of them. And in between them, he said he would have time to come up quickly and cook ndengu for me, especially if I had all the things prepped. And I don't mind being his sous chef, especially when he's cooking my very favorite Kenyan dish. It's a good one, and I know we've showed it on here before, but it's been a while. It's so tasty. It's very healthy because it's really full of protein, and we make it with, tonight we're making it with ground pork, so it's extra protein, very high protein, good fiber, but I like it for the taste. It's so good. And I'm excited he's gonna come up here and make it, but I wanna have everything ready for him that I possibly can. I'll probably be opening cans for him quickly because I know he has very little time in between the appointments. I think he has an hour, but he wants to prep for one of them, which doesn't buy him much time. However, I not only cut the onion, but I cooked the ndengu. Ndengu is green grams. Let me show you what they look like. This pea-like bean. They're beans. But, you know, for the ones of us in this house that get bad gas with beans, these don't do it. You have to eat a lot of them, actually, for it to do that to our stomachs. They're very gentle on the stomach. And they're just good. They're this tiny little thing with a white speck in them. I used to have to get them off of Amazon. Now I buy them from Azure Standard, which I'm grateful they have them. But it's something in Europe, I think they call them green grams, but Americans don't eat them much. And I don't know why. Kenyans love them. And they're a cheap, good protein food. Solo told me once that he remembered from his childhood that people like make it after moms have a baby. And I know why. It's got to be full of iron because I always think about it. And then oftentimes he'll make it with like stewed meat instead of ground meat too. Either one, I don't even care. That just adds to the iron. It's so good. Here it is cooked. I used the pressure cooker and I think I overcooked them a little bit, so don't look too closely, but I always do plenty of water because I've cooked them before and ran out of water, and that's not very good. I generally do about 7 minutes, but I was not thinking when I started this, I started it without water. So it ran like 6 minutes without water and then 7 minutes. And then I didn't get back to it right away to release the steam. That's why it's a little overcooked, I believe. But he'll drain off the water. It's always better to have way more water because it can be drained off than not have enough and it burn. I can't believe I ran it the first time without water, but I had washed them so they didn't burn because they were pretty wet. Anyhow, this gives him a head start in making that meal. You could just eat them like this, I guess, but they're pretty bland and gross. I really like my husband's ndengu, let me say that. They don't even smell that great when they're just like that by themselves, but it's the way he puts the ingredients together. They are so good. Oh, isn't that plant pretty? My neighbor, it's actually 3 plants. My neighbor was paring down her Rose of Sharon and brought them over to me, so I need to plant them somewhere. I just stuck them in water to deal with later, and there they have sat for several days, but I like them. I am next going to prep some burger patties. I want to actually get them ready for smash burgers. We recently prepped a whole bunch of French fries in our freezer. I thought smash burgers and French fries would go well together, and I just want to get them like ready so that it's just very easy to grab all the balls of meat and smash them down on our big flat griddle. We do make smash burgers inside sometimes on an electric frying pan, but it can be a splattery mess. Okay, I thought I was recording for a long time and I wasn't, but basically we get our meat in 3-pound tubes, no, 1.5-pound tubes, and normally for our family we eat 3 pounds at a time, so we eat 2 tubes of ground beef. And when we do burgers, we notice we definitely need an extra tube, which is 4.5 pounds. All I did was cut each one into 1/8, so I don't know what that makes it. Cut it in half and then cut those in 4ths. And I've just kind of mashed them into balls, and I think because we also prepped a bunch of French fries the other day, we've been prepping, we're always making our own bread, and we've been making a lot of buns lately. We're prepping for this meal in other ways besides the meat. So I'm just gonna pour a little Worcestershire sauce on them, and then we'll salt and pepper them when we do them. It may seem silly that I couldn't just do this the day we're eating them, and I definitely could. But knowing that they're all ready to go for burgers just is one step down. We bought the meat, we thawed the meat, and we separated it into the patties. So that's actually 3 steps down the process. So yes, I think it's worth it to do it. I'm answering my own questions. My Worcestershire sauce is like the bulk version, of course, and it has a huge mouth, so I'm probably gonna make a mess of this. I don't wanna do too much that they fall, see, that they fall apart in the fridge. But that sauce, marinating in there will make them taste really good. And look at the mess I have made. I've created a big mess. Okay, we are at the end of our month of shopping. So when about the time that we're done with these 5-6 meals that I have, maybe a leftover day, maybe 7, is about the time we'll be grocery shopping. One thing I do have a lot left of is lettuce. I don't have a lot of fresh things left. I have enough fruit to get by, but I have lettuce. So one other item I want to prep before or after Solo comes to make that meal is some Caesar salad dressing. My kids love Caesar salad. One of their favorite things to do when we're just like picking up fast food, we might get some rotisserie chickens in Caesar salad bags from Sam's Club. Oh, you found that dolly? That's so cute.
I found this skirt.
Oh, the skirt. Yeah. Noelle could probably help you put it on her. She found her doll she bought in Kenya. The Caesar dressing is something I've wanted to make for a long time. I make ranch all the time, but Caesar, my kids will really like it. So I gotta find a good recipe here and try it. Because having that prepped ahead, we could use it with burger night, with salads. Oh, that's her swimsuit. We could also have, Solo likes to grill when he has time. So if he pulls out some meat, he'll pull out all kinds of random stuff. We have goat now and, oh yeah.
Can you take off?
Goat meat, lamb meat. We have just random parts of pork and beef. And so if he grills, then we could do Caesar salads with that. And I'm always trying to rack my brain when he tells me, I'm grilling, can you make sides? What sides? I don't know. And so to have Caesar salad, I know the kids would love that. So let me get on that to look for a recipe. But first I had to help put the skirt on. And now I'm suddenly remembering why I never make Caesar salad dressing. It's the anchovy paste. They all call for it, and I never have ever bought it in my life. Okay, people, let's just try it without and see if it can work. How bad can it be without anchovy paste, you know? I don't feel like it can be that bad. But because I don't know how bad it will be, I'm not gonna make a whole ton like I was going to. I'm just gonna make like a recipe's worth. Like a cup. Maybe I'll do 2. No, I better do a cup. Just in case. I am starting with my homemade mayonnaise. Calls for high quality mayonnaise. Mine is a high quality. Is that about a cup? Sure. Next up, we will squeeze in a lemon. Ah, that one's spraying far and wide. Next up, let's get some garlic Dijon mustard. This is like making mayonnaise. Some Worcestershire. Glad I left that out in my dressing. I did not know. Maybe it's just this recipe I'm trying, but Worcestershire in Caesar dressing. Who knew? So let me get a little garlic in there. It says like 2 cloves. So we like it garlicky. And then about a teaspoon of Dijon. I'm just gonna use the spoon I already have out because that will work. About a teaspoon of Worcestershire. Can I just pour just 1 teaspoon out of this massive jug? That's gonna be a challenge. And then the Parmigiano Reggiano. I just have Parmesan cheese, fresh Parmesan. Is that about the same thing? I don't know. I'm not a cheese expert. I need to be more because I need to start making hard cheeses, but I've not gotten there yet. I do have Parmesan cheese. I have a lot more than this even, and I can finally grate it here. Actually, my rotary cheese thing that I showed you guys, half a cup, that's quite a bit. Let me do it on the counter instead. That also has a fine grater, but I already just washed that thing up, and this just seemed easier right now. But half a cup is a lot. That's why it tastes so good. No wonder I like Caesar dressing. No wonder my kids do. And the last thing will be salt and pepper. So let me finish grating this up so I don't talk your ears off. And then I'll show you when I'm dumping it in there. Feels like this is gonna take, maybe I should have used the rotary one. That was not worth it. I got my rotary one back out. I actually have 2 of these. So I got the other one. I think parts of one broke once and I couldn't live without it. I mean, can I live without it? Yeah, I guess. But this makes life way easier and it's worth washing. This was hard and took forever. I got 1/4 a cup in there so far. So much easier. It's not as fine as the other one, but I think my kids have found a trick for making it finer. They put it through twice. Oh my gosh, that was so much quicker. What was I doing with all my time? So I put it back through. And then I need to get that thing that pushes it down. Yeah, the trick worked. Twice through, just a few seconds. Wow, that was so much faster. Why was I wasting all my time? Oh, no. Why was I wasting all my time on that? Okay, so this is probably about the other 1/4 cup. Good enough. If you use a lot of cheese, this thing is well worth the investment, and it's not that expensive even. Man, what a difference. And my favorite part is, as long as you're easy on it, this part has broken for us before because we're rough on it, but it's not mechanical. I love things that are not, I mean, did I say mechanical? It's not like electrical or battery or something where the motor, no motor to go out. Love that. Finally, we're gonna add about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and then we're gonna shake it. Destiny, are you here to shake for me? Can you shake this thing up for me? Go find a lid that matches this, the bigger ones. And I'll see what kind of work you can get done. Oh, the rotary thing ate it up that way. Thank you, my friend. Some of these meal prep, I think I'll start meal prepping once a month because this was not painful to do. And it's gonna make such a difference in my week. And right now I have plenty of granola, bread, but some months I'll do some breakfast items too. So let me know if you guys like this kind of video. If you want to see my children doing all the heavy lifting, like, good job. Okay, now it's to time. Are you ready for the taste test?
I want some more.
Oh, it is so good, guys. What am I missing by not having anchovy paste? Because that is amazing. I'm making that way more often. I've been missing out. I could look at the prices of anchovy paste and see if it's worth it, but that is so good. Big surprise. One of Solo's meetings took longer than he thought, so he cannot sneak up here in between to make the food. So it's all ready for him to go. And I offered to cook the meat for him first, but he said that he likes to season it a certain way. So we're gonna wait for him on that. I'm gonna take the kids out to separate the calves. And then I've been cleaning as I go, so that wasn't hard at all. I just cleaned up the latest mess and put a lot of the food in the fridge, even though I'm gonna have to pull it back out because one thing I'm the worst at is remembering to take thumbnail pictures, and I wanna get a good one. Micah already went off to group, so we can't get him in the picture. But at least Solo and I can get a picture with the food. The life of a YouTuber, it's hard work. Remembering to take a thumbnail picture. But yeah, mostly cleaned up here. And that sink in there is completely emptied. Dishes drying. That makes me feel good about things. Stacks of food in this fridge, although I will move it all outside when we're done with the picture. Sadie! Hi! He brought one boy over. Come on, boys. Keep walking. Come on. Okay, stop playing games. Let's go. You know the drill.
Hi.
All right, well, what do you know? What do you know? It's 9:41. And he's finally in the kitchen cooking.
Hey guys.
This is not your season for cooking.
Well, it just depends. Some days.
So
browning some pork on this side and sauteing the onions on that side. And then I'll cook those up together and I'll season the meat. Typically I use, normally it's beef one, but I think we're running low on.
you want that?
I don't know. Am I supposed to talk this whole thing?
Yeah, I just realized I'm wearing it and they probably can hear me more than you.
Well, they probably want to hear you more than me.
No.
So it's usually a beef one, but I think you have to really go down to that deep freezer to find beef right now, right? Mm-hmm. So you can season the meat with whatever you like seasoning the meat with. Once I drain all this, it's brown and I drain it, mix it up with the sauteed onions and season that.
I tell you, this is the first time I have done meal prepping like this, like a bunch of meals at once in our new kitchen, and it was different, I gotta say. Can you do it in a small kitchen? Yes. My other kitchen wasn't even that small. My last one was. Yeah, and we didn't do it much in that kitchen. In town, that kitchen was a decent size, but I tell you, the counter space here is way more. So I was able to set the meals up in different areas, and especially, I think I noticed the biggest difference when it comes to filming them, because I just had room to put out all my ingredients in different areas and keep it clean, easier. So for the filming part, it made a huge difference. I think for the cooking, the stove being huge, we were able to...
This is a huge difference for me using two bees. Being able to do this side by side with big pots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that we couldn't do at the whole
Yeah.
little house. Even the house in town, the big house there was
We were
not.
always at a stoveroom in
Yeah.
town. Okay, so we're putting the meat in with the onions. Next up is seasoning the meat. Make it taste real good. That's the goal.
Exactly. It's different with pork, which I don't usually do it, but I've done it a couple times, and I think it turned out good.
Yeah. We have more pork than beef right now, so
We need to go through the pork here.
I know, the last time we made it, we did it with pork and it tasted great. I was surprised. It's not sausage, it's just ground pork. Those boys are arguing about something. They're debating hotly in the pantry. They're laughing, I know.
A generous amount of garlic. Garlic makes this meal.
I missed the first spoon, so double. He did double that.
Yeah.
I did about 3 cups of ndengu, dried. Is that what you would have done?
Oh yeah, the other day I did 2, so this will be more. So I should do more garlic here.
Oh.
Oh no, you did cups. I didn't use cup. I just used something. Oh, it was about the same, basically.
Okay, that's the crushed tomatoes.
Do a little. Now it's going down. It actually goes pretty fast because the beans are already. It's a little bit of curry, and I'll do some garam masala. Not much for that much meat. Again, I'm just seasoning this whole thing. Salt to taste, and I can do that now or with when the ndengu comes. And then I like doing a little bit of garam masala. You don't have to have it, but I don't do that much. I just like the flavor with the meat, not much. That's good, and it's all on low heat, very low at this stage. And I'll dump this whole thing with the juice in there when it's not that much water. It was actually perfect. And then mix it in. I think I'm gonna need more salt.
Okay, this is his hometown spice.
Yeah, you could do half a spoon for this much or something.
What flavor does it really give it? I don't even know.
It gives it like a beefy.
Is it like bouillon cubes a little?
It's almost like bouillon cubes. Honestly, it is. So it actually pretty much is the same. It's like bouillon. And so now it's all mixed in, and then I'll cover it, turn it off for like 5 minutes covered, and then after about 5-10 minutes when it's covered and off, you could chop up like your cilantro and mix it in, and it's ready to go.
Perfect. Thanks for cooking. Here's the finished product. I know it doesn't look that great on camera, but it is so good. Solo, and the kids love it with rice. I prefer it without. I like it just alone. We also eat it with chapatis if we have those, which are like a Kenyan tortilla, only better. And yeah, that's it. All that's left is the thumbnail. I've lined the boys up. Boys, the cooks for tonight. And I've lined up the videographer. All right, Eli, can you handle this?
I'll try.
And we've lined up the food. Let's get some pictures.